Right now, as you sleep, you are at your most vulnerable. You're unconscious. Your senses are dulled. And in the eyes of the animal kingdom, you're an easy target. But then you feel it. That small, rhythmic weight settling against your legs or your chest. Most owners think their cat is just looking for a warm pillow. They couldn't be more wrong. In the world of feline psychology, your cat isn't just sleeping with you. They are fulfilling an ancient high-stakes contract. And there is one specific spot your cat might choose to sleep on that reveals exactly how they view your survival skills, or lack thereof. If you don't understand these signals, you're missing the most important conversation your cat has ever had with you. We're breaking down the 5 secret messages behind the nightly ritual, and why the reason they sleep near your head might actually be a bit insulting. Point 1. The thermal anchor. Let's start with the basics. Heat. But not the way you think. A cat's normal body temperature runs around 102 degrees Fahrenheit. To maintain that, their metabolism works constantly, even during sleep. Here's what most people miss. When your cat presses against you, their hypothalamus, the brain's internal thermostat, can actually dial down its own heat production. It offloads that metabolic work onto your body heat instead. That frees up energy. Real measurable energy. Redirected toward deeper sleep cycles. This is what we call the thermal anchor effect. Your cat isn't cuddling. They're performing a precise biological calculation. And here's the part that actually matters. They only run this calculation with someone they've tagged internally as a safe battery. A heat source their brain has flagged as 0 threat. No alarm. No alert. Just warmth they can count on. If they didn't trust your biology to stay calm and consistent through the night, they wouldn't risk the vulnerability of being that close to you. But thermal regulation? That's just the entry point. Wait until point 3. Because where exactly your cat positions their body tells us something far more revealing about how their brain has assessed you. Point 2. The vulnerability paradox. In the wild, sleep is a death sentence. For a predator like a cat, closing their eyes means shutting down their primary defense system. Every survival instinct your cat carries, and they carry all of them, regardless of how domesticated they seem, screams at them to find somewhere hidden, somewhere elevated, somewhere a threat cannot reach, and instead, they walk past every quiet corner in your home and climb into bed next to a human 15 times their size. When your cat chooses your bed, they are performing what behaviorists describe as a psychological handover. They are transferring their threat detection responsibility onto you. They are, quite literally, betting their life on your ability to wake up if something goes wrong. Millions of years of evolution designed your cat to trust nothing. Not other animals, not open spaces, not even silence. And every night, they pick you over every hiding spot, over every safe corner. They know they're small. They don't care. Something deep in their neural wiring says, this human is safe enough to be unconscious next to. That's not affection in the way we casually use the word. That's a hardwired threat assessment. And you passed it. If you're realizing your cat's behavior runs a lot deeper than you thought, hit that like button. It helps us keep bringing you the real neuroscience behind what your pet is actually doing, and why. Point 3. The guard positions. The Cortex file. Now let's talk about placement. Because this is where the cat's brain gets genuinely interesting. Your cat's amygdala, the brain's threat processing center, doesn't fully switch off during sleep. It continues running low-level environmental scans. Where your cat positions themselves isn't random comfort-seeking. It's the amygdala optimizing for threat coverage while the rest of the brain rests. Here's what each position is actually telling you. Foot of the bed. Your cat has chosen the tactical exit. They're maintaining proximity to you while keeping the door in their sightline. They've assigned themselves the role of night watchman. Close enough to respond. Positioned to move fast. This isn't distance. This is strategy near your head or chest. Now it gets interesting. They're guarding your most neurologically vulnerable point. And some behavioral researchers suggest there's a secondary reading here. A cat who consistently sleeps near your face may have run their own quiet assessment and concluded that you wouldn't wake up fast enough if a threat entered the room. They aren't just sleeping near you, they are covering your blind spot. They have, in their own behavioral logic, decided to babysit you. Whether that's a compliment or an insult probably depends on how you feel about needing a 4-kilogram guardian, the scent contract. Either notice your cat needing the blankets, or pressing their face against your pillow before settling in. That's not restlessness. That's chemistry. And it's more deliberate than it looks. Cats carry scent glands along their cheeks, forehead, chin, and the base of their tail. When they rub against your bedding, they're depositing pheromone markers. But the more significant behavior is what happens when they sleep pressed against you night after night. They are blending your scent signature with theirs. In wild cat colonies, members of the same group develop a communal scent, a shared chemical identity that functions as an invisible recognition system. No sound needed, no visual confirmation. The scent alone communicates. This one belongs here. This one is safe. By sleeping against you repeatedly, your cat is weaving your chemical profile into theirs. This is the invisible contract. A nightly renewal of group membership that exists entirely below the threshold of conscious awareness. This is also why your cat may sniff you intensely when you return from somewhere unfamiliar. You've disrupted the shared scent. To their olfactory system, you briefly registered as an outsider. That bedtime press against you isn't just affection, it's restoration. They're rebuilding what the outside world temporarily broke. Point 5. The biological sync? Cats are naturally crepuscular, neurologically wired to peak at dawn and dusk. Their circadian rhythm evolved around hunting windows, not human schedules. By biology alone, your cat's sleep cycle should have almost no overlap with yours. But bonded cats do something that genuinely surprises researchers. They rewrite it. Studies tracking domestic cat activity found that cats living in close bond with a human gradually shift their entire sleep-wake architecture, staying more alert during human waking hours, sleeping more deeply at night, showing up before alarms go off, meeting owners at the door with timing that suggests they tracked the schedule, not just the sound. This is what we call the biological sync. And it isn't passive adaptation. It requires the cat's suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain's internal clock, to continuously recalibrate against an external social signal. That signal is you. They aren't just tolerating your schedule. They have made your rhythm their reference point. Every night they settle beside you isn't just comfort seeking. It's the latest data point in an ongoing recalibration. You have become, in the most literal neurological sense, their anchor to time itself. And somewhere in all of that biology, the temperature regulation, the threat assessment, the scent contracts, the circadian rewiring, something else is happening that no framework fully captures. Your cat trusts almost nothing. Not loud noises, not strangers, not sudden movements. But every night, without fail, they close their eyes next to you. Not next to the radiator, not in the closet where nobody can find them. Next to you. That's not instinct, that's not habit, that's choice, and they keep making it. Every single night, that's not nothing. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Run the experiment. Note exactly where your cat positions themselves when they first settle in. Head, chest, feet, or back. Note their age. How long you've had them. Drop it in the comments. I want to see if we find a pattern, because if the neuroscience holds, the data should tell us something interesting. And if you want to know what your cat is actually communicating when they slow blink at you, and why getting it wrong might be damaging the bond without you realizing it, that video is next.